They can't stop me, even if they stop me. I'm on it, I'm so on it, and you can get it however you want. Ooh, I'm on it, I'm so on it, however you want it, you can get it tonight, ho, and all night. I got the beat from Maestro, this fucking right, ho. I might go crazy on a motherfucker, and I don't give a fuck. What the fuck is up? You know what the fuck is up. I might go crazy on a motherfucker, but I don't give a fuck, though, no sucker, no. Welcome back for part 2.
Watch your back around her because she's trying to do something to you. She's unstable. And everybody could tell that she was affecting me in a negative way. Like, I was not becoming my upbeat self. Even my husband had to give me a pep talk like, who the fuck? Like, don't walk around here with your head hanging down. Don't walk around here looking sad and pitiful. Like, you walk around with your head held up. Like, you hard working. Everybody see you work hard around here. Don't let her make you feel like that. You know, you haven't done anything wrong. And so, you know, I was just feeling like defeated and feeling like kind of, you know, like what did I do wrong and what am I not doing right, and why are things going bad between me because I haven't done anything to you. And so, you know, not being able to get those answers from her and asking her and inquiring, and, you know, she trying to play the field and play it off like, you know, ain't shit going on and ain't nothing wrong with her, you know, it just sat wrong with me. So yeah, she started, you know, saying little shit to the campus people about me, and, you know, I guess, I don't know, nobody ever told me exactly what she said, but I had a few people come and tell me, like, she telling your business. She telling your business. She going around telling people you ain't got no money, or you can't take care of your kids, or whatever she was spreading. She was telling people, like the campus workers. And they were telling me, and people were telling me to, you know, they like, I thought y'all was friends. Like, I thought y'all came here together. I thought you was about to be the new GM. Why am I hearing that such and such is about to be the new GM? And I'm like, what are y'all talking about? Like, oblivious, okay? Completely oblivious. Because like I said, I was really focused on being good at what I was doing, being good at my job, you know? And so, and making sure that we were keeping up with the campus. You know, that was my ultimate goal, was to make sure that it was a healthy environment for learning and teaching. And so, once I, you know, awakened to the fact that I was being painted in a negative light by the person who coerced me to come here and basically, what's the word, bribed me and my family to come here. And I don't like to use the word bribe because I came here willingly. Like, I accepted the offer. You know, I turned down something better. I accepted the offer because I thought it was a good opportunity to continue building and growing and learning from her, so that I could be able to stand on my own 2 feet as a successful general manager once she, you know, decided she didn't want to be in her spot anymore. So I didn't know that, you know, getting a little black peen was going to send her off the deep end. But, you know, neither here nor there, and it's not my business. However, and I'm the first to say, like, I don't like telling people business, but however, this affected me majorly, and it was a very traumatic situation because I ripped my kids and my husband from our lives back home, and I didn't have to, you know, not for this, you know, not for the situation that unfolded. But anyway, I digress. So, God started moving, okay, in the workplace, because it was a very hostile workplace for like for like 3-4 months, straight hostility, okay? Sexual harassment, because everybody's watching the two of them continue this inappropriate relationship going on campus, and all the swirlings are starting back up again. It was a lot of unfair treatment on my staff, and belittling and berating and just disrespectful and unprofessionalism, downright unprofessionalism that was taking place, and it created a very toxic and hostile workplace. And God started moving up in that joint. When I tell you, I started getting random training from HR for stuff like harassment training, sexual harassment training, policy and procedure trainings, just random stuff, randomly. Now, mind you, I've been with the company at this point for like 2.5 years, 2 years. And so I'm like, why am I getting these trainings again? Like, is she trying to be funny? So I literally asked her, like, are you sending me trainings to take? Because I find it quite funny that you're telling me I need to be out in the field with my team, but you sending me trainings to sit here and do. Like, I got time to do trainings and I got other shit to do, you know? So it didn't make sense to me. Then she like, no, I didn't send you no trainings, and you do need to be out in the field. You don't need to be sitting up in this office, because she didn't want me in her business. She didn't want me to know what she was doing and what she wasn't doing. And so she didn't want me in that office. And so I remember taking my harassment training and falling the fuck apart, okay? Like, it honestly broke my heart that this was happening like this, because we had became so close. We were like really good friends, and we hung out and we traveled together, and you know, it didn't dawn on me that I was being used and I was being manipulated, and I was, you know, being a victim of, and I don't like the word victim because I'm nobody's victim, okay? I don't play victim. I don't even play that shit. But I did not like feeling like the victim of mental manipulation. And I could feel, at the time, I didn't see that I was being manipulated mentally. I didn't see that there was mental abuse and verbal abuse, because in my mind, I'm like, okay, we're trying to, anxieties are high and energies are high, because we're trying to build something here, and we're trying to appease the people of the campus and make sure things are going right. And sometimes that can take a lot, you know, especially, you know, with limited staff or high overturning, you know, high turnover with staff and stuff like that. So I just felt like it was just high energy from us trying to accomplish our goals that we set out here at this campus, not thinking that, you know, this person is, you know, yeah. So she told me she was not sending these trainings, and I'm like, okay, well, I got training. So I had to take my trainings, and I remember taking my harassment and sexual harassment trainings and falling apart. I was in my office bawling, crying my fucking eyes out, because I was so sad. Like, I gotta report my friend. Like, I have to report her, like, so I don't lose my job and the integrity of my workmanship and my work ethic, and so that I'm not complacent or compliant with the bullshit and the inappropriate behaviors that are clearly going against policy. I had to say something. And not only that, I was getting reports from my staff, and I started to feel like I was not doing a good job as an operations manager for my staff, that I was not supporting them and I was not protecting them against these situations, this unfair treatment and the harassment and things that were going on. So I'm like, God, what a tough situation. Like, I have to report this stuff. So I called HR. A mess, a whole fucking, like, I wish they could send me the recording of that call, because a fucking mess, when I tell you. Like, called and reported the inappropriate relationship, inappropriate situation, and just let them know like what had been taking place, and that I needed assistance because I can't go to my general manager as if she is the person of interest in this situation that is causing the toxicity and the havoc on my staff. And so HR, proceeded, say they were going to investigate it. They claimed to have investigated it and had no findings, right? They're like, how, do you, this is what they asked me. Do you have supportive documentation of some sort that there's an inappropriate relationship taking place or inappropriate behavior going on? I said, I don't have anything supportive other than the reports from my staff. If you want to get something in writing, I can, pull in the people who have reported things to me that I told them to mind their fucking business and do their goddamn work and don't be spreading rumors about the general manager. Like, if you want me to pull those people in and get them to write something to send over to you for, a supportive factor, I can do that. But I don't have anything, I don't have any pictures to show you her riding around in his personal vehicle or sitting in his car or them being gone for 2 hours at a time on the clock. Like, I don't have anything to support that. I'm just telling you what's taking place on this campus, And not only that, within our business on this campus, the campus people are reporting this to me as well. So I hope that you guys take this report very seriously and look into it, right? Heartbroken, didn't want to do it, but felt compelled to protect my staff and do right by them and to stand up for them and myself. And heartbreaking as that was, had to do it. And so I did. And then I guess they looked into it. Of course, they, notified her. And to my knowledge, I didn't know at the time, but other people on her staff had made reports to HR about this as well. So there were like several reports with HR about this entire situation. They say they didn't have nothing conclusive to continue the investigation, and that they were, stopping the investigation. It was over. Okay, fine. The investigation is over. Y'all ain't gonna do nothing else about it. Work conditions continue to worsen. The hostile environment continued to increase in hostility. And nonetheless, it was a very, very difficult task to go to work every day. And to be subordinate to her, so it became troublesome, and I'm like, you know what? I can't do it. I am about to quit my job. And my husband was like, are you crazy? Like, you can't quit your job. Like, you can't let this girl make you quit your job. Like, that's what she wants. You know what I'm saying? Everybody tried to talk me out of it. Everybody's like, no, we need you. You keep this thing going. You're the hardest working person here. Don't let this person make you lose out on your money and being able to take care of your kids, blah, blah. Like, don't say, a lot of people just told me don't say anything. Just deal with it, what they call don't snitch. We ain't snitching. And so I just was like, you know what? It's not about snitching. It's affecting our work. It's affecting our business, and it's affecting my staff and their ability to show up every day, because they feel like, why should I have to come here, bust my ass for $9-10 an hour, and you got this motherfucker up in here making $21+ an hour and sitting on his ass all day long. You got literally orders piled high of plumbing issues that are not being resolved, which in turn are causing cleaning issues with my staff, and operations manager, the custodians, and so it was causing an issue with my team's getting in trouble for issues with their work, but their work is being delayed because of her staff that she's having an inappropriate relationship with not doing their job, and she's not making him do his job, and he's walking around telling people he don't have to because he fucking her. So it was nasty and it was terrible, and I had enough. And then the college dorm life had offered me a position to come work for them, and I was like, you know what? Even though it was a decrease in pay, I was like, I would love to work for this college. I would love to encourage and mold and motivate and inspire these young adults that are going out into the workforce with some enlightenment on life, and just being I think it was a position for a dorm like an RA or something like that. Yeah, resident assistant or something like that. And I was totally down for it. Let me tell you about the bullshit, y'all. So I didn't say anything to my boss, my manager, because I knew she was gonna be pissed if I told her I was, leaving that position to go work for the college. She would be mad if she had to see me every fucking day working on campus and not working for her, right? So I didn't tell her. I applied for the position. They told me I got it. Did my interview. They was like, we would love to have you aboard. All that shit. And then when they tried to do my paperwork, she put a fucking stop to it. She deaded that shit. They were like, I'm about to cut that. Bloop, bloop. Your company has said that you cannot take this position. I'm like, how the fuck they gonna say what I can and can't do? So they say it's in the contract that you gotta be out of your position for a year with this company before you can sign on, and work for the campus. Lies. That was not in the contract. That was some shit she put together, pieced up, made up, and got a signature from somebody to say it was in this contract, but it wasn't. I'm telling you. And I had facts from people who seen the contract between our company and the campus on the campus side. They were like, that shit wasn't in the contract. Like, no, she just didn't want you to get that job. She totally blocked you. So that was all cool and dandy. And mind you, so I had got the job, did my interview, got the job, and all of that, and then put in my resignation, right? I sent my resignation to HR, and I told them that I was leaving my position because they were not helping the hostile work environment that was taking place on campus that I had reported, that several other people on staff had reported, and that they failed to investigate properly, and that we were continuing to experience the hostile management and inappropriate behavior from management with another staff person, and due to their incooperable or ineffective investigation, that I was not going to be putting myself no longer in a toxic and hostile situation, that I was going to be resigning due to that situation. And I'm sure HR didn't like it. I'm sure they didn't like it because I sent all that shit right in the motherfucking email to HR and copied her ass. And so yeah, so I resigned, and I resigned my last day. I think I sent in my resignation like the 27th of November, and my last the 21st. know. Because I definitely was trying to do my 2 weeks. So it definitely was at the end of November, and then my last day was supposed to be December 3rd. And I was supposed to start my position on campus on December 5th. I found out on December 5th that I was blocked and that they were not going to be accepting my application, and that they could not fulfill the position that they had offered me because of the contract that my company had with the campus. So, and that went on for like 3 days. I remember they didn't finalize that because the person who offered me the position was really trying. They were like trying everything they could. They were trying to get signatures and everything to not decline whatever was said to be in the contract, but kind of to say that the campus would agree to accept me, you know, under the clause of this contract piece or whatever. And she blocked that shit so tough. She was not having it. Like, she did not want nobody signing no petitions, nobody signing no paperwork, no, not even the higher ups on the campus to agree to accept me onto their payroll. And so, boom, your girl is out of a job just like that. I no longer have the job that I had positioned to go to prior to resigning. And I think the HR lady called me and asked me, she called me and asked me, like, you know, do you want to go back to your position or whatever and see if y'all can work things out? No. Let me tell you why. Because on my last day, I want to say, no, this wasn't even on my last day. In fact, this was the day that led to my definitive decision that I was going to resign. We had been having turmoil. When I tell y'all, it was turmoil and toxicity and just bullshit on top of bullshit that was going on. We weren't talking, we weren't speaking, we were, you know, just working. And she asked me, did I want to go to lunch with her? And everything in me, even the receptionist was like, bitch, don't do it. I'm trying to tell you, do not fucking go to lunch with her. This bitch is trying to play you. Don't let her scoop you back in. Don't let her try to get in your good graces. Like, she knows she fucked up. Like, don't do it. Like, the receptionist literally tried to warn me and was like, don't go to lunch with her, I'm telling you. And nice me, sweetheart me, I accepted to go to lunch with her. I'm like, sure, you know, whatever, you want to go to lunch. You know, trying not to be. I'm not a person of conflict. You know, I don't like confrontation, so I was trying to be non-confrontational. Trying not to give her a reason to write me up. You know what I'm saying? Even though she can't write me up because my break is my break. You know what I'm saying? You offer me taking lunch. If I decide I don't want to go to lunch with you, I don't have to. You know, but try not to be confrontational. Trying to see if we can move out of this weird space, right? Accepted the offer to go to lunch, and normally when we used to go to lunch together, it would be like me and her and the receptionist, or me, her, and somebody from her staff, you know, at least always one other person or whatever. Most times it was, you know, me and her, but lately during the turmoil time, it was, you know, it would, if we ever did go to lunch together, it would be somebody else with us. We were alone this time. Bad decision, right? So she's like, where do you want to go eat at? I'm like, I'm really not hungry, so if you want to go get whatever you want to eat, that's fine. I'm not gonna get anything. She's like, no, don't worry about it. I'm gonna buy you something to eat. You need to eat. Like, I don't know why you feeling like this. I don't know why you know, acting like this. Like, what do we need to do to move out of this space or whatever? I'm like, you need to stay away from me. Like, I had enough. I was, you know, HR was not doing shit. HR wasn't hearing shit, and I had fucking enough. And that was what I told her in her car on the way to Grassroots. We were going to get smoothies. She's like, I'm taking you to get a smoothie because, you know, I like smoothies. I'm taking you to get a smoothie or whatever. We go to fucking Grassroots, and we were sitting right right before we got out the car to go in, she was like, yeah, I just want to talk to you because I just don't know, why what's up with you? Like, why you acting like this or whatever. So I'm like, like, okay. So try not to fall into the trap. I'm like, whatever. So we go up in the motherfucking store. And as soon as we walk in, she says to me, I don't fucking like you. I don't like you. I fucking hate you. You fake. Your happiness is fake. Your whole life is fake. And just a whole bunch of crazy, obscene shit to me. Okay, just off the wall shit. And she was doing that fucking snarling thing. Like, if looks could kill, I would have been dead on sight at that motherfucking grassroots the minute we walked into that store. Like, she was daggering me and snarling at me as she told me and spewed from her mouth her hate and dismay for me for no reason, right? I'm sorry, y'all. So I'm like, wow. I wasn't laughing, and I definitely was not happy. But I was more so like, taken aback because I'm just like, where is this coming from? Why exactly am I fake? Why exactly is my happiness fake? Why are you're saying you don't like me because I'm a happy person? Like, she said my happiness was not genuine. Like, it was just so crazy. I couldn't even believe what was coming out of her mouth. And it was just like, for real? That point, I was like, I don't even want the smoothie. Like, can you take me back to campus? Because now I don't even feel safe. Mind you, had the old lady tell me before, like, watch her, okay? Because she unstable as fuck, and you need to watch yourself around her. So, we get smoothies. I didn't want mine. I didn't drink it. Back in the car, and it was like she felt better. It was like she felt better for having gotten that off her chest. And she's like, okay, so how do we move forward from here? Like, the very same way I just told you, you stay the fuck away from me. That's how we move forward. Stay away from me. Like, you do you. I'm gonna do me. I'm gonna take care of my staff, and I'm not gonna be bothered. Like, don't talk to me. That's how we move forward. Don't talk. Well, we can't work like that. That's what she said. We can't work like, how we supposed to get our work done? How do we work like this? And we can't work how we been working. How we supposed to get work done with you yelling, screaming, fighting, fussing at everybody over nothing because you want to have an inappropriate relationship with somebody, and then try to tell me you don't fuck black people. Like, how we supposed to work like that? Like, I said, you work however you need to. I'm gonna get my work done however I need to. But what you need to do is stay away from me, okay? So she was not happy about that because that was not the answer that she wanted. That was not what she wanted to hear. That was not how she expected me to react. And she tried to play it cool. I didn't play it cool. I was like, yo, that was fucked up. I told the receptionist, like, bitch, you was right. Like, I should have never, ever went to lunch with her. I should have never agreed. I should have just kept my distance and stayed the fuck away from her. I would be better off. And that's what led me to my resignation, because I was like, you know what, I can't take this. I can't even do it no more. Like, the receptionist was like, she seen something in me. Like, I was just so sad, and I was just uncontrollably crying and just distraught. You know what I'm saying? That I uprooted my family and my whole entire life to come here and help you with this campus at your request, and you fucking shitted on me. You shitted on me. A good person who was trying to do something good for you and be there for you and support you, and you fucking shitted on me, fucking dick. Like, it just didn't sit right. So yeah, so I ended up sending that resignation letter over to HR and her ass, and I resigned, and I was supposed to accept my position with the campus, and then she blocked that shit. So now I'm out of a job, okay? I had to start looking for another job because I done resigned. And mind you, my last check, she stopped them from sending my last check. I'm like, why are you playing with my money? Like, dog, I was so beyond, like, I had to, like, the HR lady had to bring my fucking check to my house. The HR lady was literally like in Tampa or some shit. She didn't even fucking, I don't know where the HR lady travels from, honestly. I don't know if she lives in Virginia or Tampa or whatever. But she had to bring my check to my house because she literally held on to my last check for like weeks, and then I think paid the motherfucking UPS people to hide it on their truck for like weeks or something, because they kept saying it never returned back to the company, it never got delivered to the office. When I tell y'all shady ass shit, nothing goes beyond this bitch, right? She go to the ends of the earth, to the lengths of the earth to spite me for whatever reason, like I did something wrong to her, right? Call a bitch out for, you know, inappropriate behavior at work. I guess that's what you get. But yeah, held on to my check, my last check. We was like fucking with my money, and I was really pissed because this was in December. This was like 2 weeks before my kid's birthday, which was 2 weeks before Christmas. You know what I'm saying? Like, I need my money, and I don't have a job, bitch. I got a brand new house. Now, here's the kicker. My husband is now, who's under her staff, is now being targeted. I told him, I said, stay the fuck out of her way. That bitch is on a warpath because I got away. I walked, okay? She wanted to fire me. She wanted to ruin my reputation. And everybody told me, like, don't resign. I said, I be damned. That bitch not about to fucking fire me and put a fucking stain on my work ethic that I've built. I built this workforce that I have, this work ethic that I have. She didn't give me that. You know what I'm saying? She didn't get this job for me. My work ethic got this job for me. So I'm not about to let her tear that shit down. You know what I'm saying? I'm resigning. I will step down from this motherfucking position before I let that bitch try to defame my character and my work ethic. Never. So I resigned. And then he started getting targeted. And she was on a fucking warpath, okay? On a warpath against everybody. And I felt so bad to leave my staff under those circumstances. They were in such turmoil and they could not get relief. HR was not doing anything to help. They continued to report her ass. Nothing fucking happened, right? She denied to HR that she had ever told the plumber that she was gonna train him to be the general manager. But I had a solid witness, not somebody from our staff, somebody from the campus staff, who she told that she was training him to be the general manager, right? They were going to write a letter to the company, and I stopped them because I just felt like I don't want to put nobody else's job or whatever in the middle at risk of this situation. Like, I didn't want to put in somebody else in the middle of it, you know? So I told her she didn't have to write her letter or whatever, you know, to say what my manager had told her about giving the position to this other person, because that was the proof that HR wanted, that she told somebody that and that was going on, because she had denied it to HR. But anyway, I digress. So now my husband is being targeted, right? He's they saying he's sleeping on the job. Mind you, hardest working motherfucker, period. There ain't no motherfucker that was working harder than him, period. And he was doing everybody's job, and he was only supposed to be doing one particular job, but he was helping everybody on that staff with all of their jobs. Crazy, ridiculous work ethic. We're not even from here. Nothing against Floridians and the way that they work, but people from the north are just a little bit different. We got a little bit more gusto, a little bit more pep in our step. You know, they say we talk faster, move faster, do shit differently. And period. My husband was the fucking hardest working man on staff, okay? Everybody loved him. Everybody praised him for his hard work. She started fucking with him, saying he was sleeping on the job, saying he was ordering wrong shit, saying he wasn't doing shit right. And then she had started putting out new policies and shit or whatever, and then saying he was like breaking policies. And then he caught somebody else breaking policy and tried to report it, and she reprimanded him about it. And at the reprimanding, when she called him into the office, like he opened the office door and the door like hit the wall and put like a little dent in the drywall, and she flipped that whole situation out. I think she used the door, pushed the fucking door into the wall, made a hole, and said he fucking she was scared for her life and that she thought he was gonna do something to her, and I mean just made these obscene crazy what's it called? What's the word, y'all? Tell me the word. Oh my God. Not negotiation. What's the word? Allegation. Okay, if y'all put allegation, you put allegations in the chat down below. Okay, drop her. Okay, because you the shit. Okay, because you read my mind and you felt my vibe, right? But she was making these obscene, crazy allegations against my husband, saying that he was doing all these crazy things that he was not doing. And then when he tried to report somebody else that was going against policies, new policies she was putting out, she didn't write them up for it. She reprimanded him. So now he got a write-up, and she looking for another reason to write his ass up again. And she did. She found everything she could to get him in trouble, write him up. She wrote him up 3 times. Boom, he was out the door. Fired my husband. So now we both are out of jobs. We both don't have a job. Got 2 kids in a foreign land, new place, new house, and no way to pay the bills. Great. Just what she wanted. This bitch was relishing, okay? She was thrilled, and I didn't know she was thrilled. I'm hearing through the grapevine. People are still communicating with me after my departure, saying, "Oh, she's just so happy she couldn't wait to fire Ray." It was just nasty, y'all. It was such an awful thing. And when I look back on it now, it's like you were mad because you couldn't get me, and you wanted to get me. You wanted to get me. You wanted to get after me. You wanted to make sure I had nothing because you were mad about something, but you never told me what. And that just didn't make sense to me, and it didn't sit right with me. And it still doesn't, but I have since forgiven her. Not forgiven in the sense like that we reconciled or made up or anything, because I have no intentions of reconciling with her, and I have no intentions of accepting any form of offers of friendship or relationship, business, workship, any of that with her, because I know it's sneaking you, bitch. Okay? I know you now. I see you for who you are and how you are, and I accept you. I forgive you because, I mean, you just are who you are. You can't help it. You want to be more like me, but for some reason, your demonish ways won't let you. And I think that's what eats at you at night. That's for her, y'all, not y'all. Anywho, moving on. So now we're both out of work, and we were like, what the fuck? But I have full faith in God, and I have full faith in my abilities and my skill set, and his abilities and his skill set to be able to find another job and not have to worry. I ain't have no stress, because I'm like, I can find another job, bitch, that's nothing. You know what I'm saying? So, and I did. I found another job doing something really cool. I was working at a brain institute for people with traumatic brain injuries, and it was really, really cool, and it was really, really awesome. And definitely fulfilling, and I was, able to continue doing what I love, which is helping people. And so I wasn't mad. I was, upset about what happened and what transpired, and then being away from my family and dragging my kids and my husband across the country, and then having that unfold like that was not the plan. But God has greater, okay? God has greater in store for those who love and give love unconditionally, who are kind and kind-hearted unconditionally, and abundance and prosperity be bestowed upon people like that. And so, this message is really about your comeback. You know what I'm saying? Just want anybody and everybody to know, if you've ever been manipulated by a narcissist or used and abused mentally, physically, spiritually, verbally, in any kind of way, that you can bounce back from that shit. Like, it ain't gotta keep you down. You just gotta see the lesson in that part. And once you see the lesson in it, grab it, keep the lesson, fuck the mistakes, keep the lesson, and let that propel you. Let that apply pressure to you to go forward with strength and courage and unwavering faith, knowing that God got you. God got you like nobody else. Okay? And that you don't have to look for validation within other people, that you can find validation within yourself. And that is what I learned. That was the lesson for me. It was about validation, that I did not need to validate myself, my skills, my talents, my abilities, my gifts, and what I have inside. I didn't need to validate that in an outside source. And so I'm thankful now that I can talk about this shit, laugh about this shit, and not cry about it anymore, and be happy with where I am in my life, and thankful for what I have and all that I am receiving and everything else that's on the way. Because I know it's on the way. I mean, they can't stop me. And even if they stop me, I'm on. Ooh, I'm on. I'm so on it. And however you want it, you can get it tonight, ho. And all night, ho. I got the beat from Maestro. That's fucking right, ho. Listen, even if you go a little crazy, just know you can bounce back from that, okay? Ain't nothing wrong with being on a downward wind for some fuck shit that happened to you, because everything happens for a reason. If you had to go down, it's because you needed to be in a spot where you can be propelled to go up. Just like a bow and arrow, they say you gotta pull it back, boom, for that bitch to shoot forward and rocket out of space. So be thankful. Be thankful for the downfall. Be thankful for anybody trying to stop or block or delay your blessings, because guess what? They're just going to make them increase even more. And you gotta know that. You gotta believe that. And that's what this message was about today. Of course, I'll get to another video with the red flags, because there were a whole lot of motherfucking red flags that your girl, out of love, because that's just what I have to give. It's inside of me. I don't know. They say it's naivety, being naive or being gullible or whatever you want to fucking call it. I embrace my sensitive nature. I embrace my loving nature, and the fact that I can be very caring and overly caring for people, wanting and always seeing the best in people, when really you gotta believe people when they show you who the fuck they are the first time. And believe me, this girl showed me who she was several times over, and I continue to give her the benefit of the doubt, because that's just the type of person that I am. However, the type of person that she is definitely came through and showed, and that I'm very thankful for, because had she not continued to show herself to me, I would not have been able to stand firm. I would not have been able to stand my ground and say, what you need to do is stay the fuck away from me. And I meant that shit with all my heart. So, here we are 4 years later. I have not spoken to, they call it ghosting or whatever. I walked away from that toxic situation and I never turned back, and I don't plan to. I do sometimes drop in and visit my staff from here from time to time, just to check on them and see how things went. Oh, let me not leave this motherfucking video without giving y'all the scoop and the motherfucking update, okay? How did things end with her, right? Tell me why the HR, why did the plumber actually came clean to HR and told them that yes, he was fucking her, and yes, they were having an inappropriate relationship on the clock all the time, in his car, on campus, off campus, blah blah blah. He was working for her outside of work, doing XYZ. She was embellishing money and all types of shit, and then they motherfucking ran down on her ass at the motherfucking office. I guess they sent her out on an investigative leave, recovered her motherfucking computer, found all types of, oh God, I can't even tell y'all, sexually explicit videos on her work motherfucking computer. They confiscated her work phone, found all types of messages and videos and explicit stuff in her phone of her, and stuff she was sent to the plumber, stuff the plumber sent to her, stuff they was doing together in the office, in her office, on her desk. Like, oh my God, you guys. Seriously. So, I was informed by some of the staff members, that shit had went down. HR swooped down and recovered all her office shit, fired her ass on the spot, that she had came in one day and got all her personal belongings or whatever, and then boom, they fired her. Now I called HR to complain because I felt like my husband should be given his job back for unlawful firing, or just fired under false pretense, and that he was being targeted, and I don't even know how he's being targeted, because really there should have been no retaliation, being that he was one of the people that reported her ass too, but that's neither here nor there. But so I called HR and I'm like, so I'm calling to find out more information about the general manager at my old unit or whatever, and they oh, we can't give you no information because you don't work there, right? So I'm like, well, I had reported an incident. So if I still have a report, then I'm, able to inquire, right? So they're like, okay, well, I can tell you that she don't no longer work there, but I can't tell you why she don't work there. That's because y'all don't want to motherfucking admit that y'all was wrong, and that I have reported, and several other people on my staff and her staff reported this shit, and y'all failed to investigate it, and then you let a bunch of people get fired in the process, like my husband, and then y'all failed to give him back his job. Yeah, wrong, dead ass wrong. But see, at the time, I was just more concerned with finding a job and being able to take care of my family, as was my husband. So we didn't think nothing other. We really could have sued they fucking ass. Sued them and sued her, honestly. But so much time had passed or whatever. I think it, there are statutes of the law or whatever. You have to do shit in a certain amount of time or whatever. So we never pursued anything like that. But crazy, right? Everything that we reported, totally fucking true. It was totally going on, and it's so crazy. Now, let me fast forward to today, right? About a year ago, I experienced some serious bouts of depression. Because it's all stemmed stuff. This shit was very, I'm a very family-oriented person, and not having my family or being able to be around my family, just having my kids and feeling bad for ripping them from their families, their cousins, and their uncles, their aunties, their grandparents, just having guilt, really was fucking with me and had me in a really depressive state. Come to find out, y'all, now, y'all know from visiting my channel, I'm into readings. I do my own readings. I do collective readings. And I try to help people heal through their spiritual connection, developing a spiritual connection with themselves and with their spirit guides and their ancestors, right? So all of this was unveiled to me. I grew into my spiritual gifts throughout this journey, from my spiritual awakening during this whole situation. And when I tell y'all, oh my God, y'all, just all types of shit. And I'm like, Spirit, thank you for revealing this bullshit, okay? Some fuck shit. I know. Just do like I did. Go the other way, okay? And just move on. Like, forgive yourself for not accepting what was truly divine in your life, and allow yourself to move on, okay? Forgive me for whatever it is that you think that I tried to do to you or that I did to you, and move on with your life. Okay? That's all I'm saying. Y'all, this was extremely long, but I thank y'all for sitting around listening to my story time, because it is very healing and very accepting to embrace all the parts of you, all the pieces of you, and all the stories of your lifetime, and everything that has transpired while you're living, while you're breathing, while you're giving a breath and taking a breath, okay? So embrace all the parts of you. And this is me embracing that something tragic and traumatic happened to me. It may not be traumatic for other people. They may not be like, okay, that's not nothing, that's traumatic. It's traumatic for me, because I wasn't expecting it. I was expecting this to be a very abundant and prosperous and fulfilling move, and while it is, it's turning out to be that way because God says so. God got something better for me always in store, and my ancestors and my angels are always pushing me into greater realms of myself. So I have no doubt that I'm still going to receive the prosperity and the abundance that's meant for me, that nobody can stop. However, I'm very thankful to be able to sit here and accept and embrace a part of me that I was very ashamed of, that I was completely upset with and disappointed in, that I had somehow allowed myself to fall, felt like you fell into a trap of somebody, you know what I'm saying? And it's not, you know what I'm saying? Everything happens for a reason. So you just gotta, believe that your greatness is the reason that it happens to you, and that you're destined and definitely destined to receive that greatness and be that greatness. Spirit, how do you feel about me releasing all of this to the people? Like, organize your shit, okay, Spirit. But Spirit, you know what I'm saying? Look at this. Spirit is with me, okay? Still watching. Hi, bitch. How are you? Hope all is well in your life. I'm still going to be sending you loving vibes and positive energy for you to go on and move on with your life and do what you need to do. Sending you love and positive vibes always, because that's all I have to give. I don't have no salty, shady, feelings or anything like that. So I'm asking Spirit, like, how do you feel about me releasing all of this? Spirit says you already know the answer. Your intuition is on point. And ask for help from your ancestors, from your spirit guides and your angels. And I'm down with that. Spirit, no. I come and I ask the questions and I get the answers. Okay? Y'all never heard that song from Anastasia. I think that her name is Anastasia. Clarity. Clarity, la 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 la, light from the sun. Go listen to that shit. Popping, okay? But do some grounding. I'm about to get up out of here. Oh my God, you guys, like crazy. Look for support. Spirit is like, listen, let me tell you one thing. Hold up. I thought that was my beware card, excuse me. And victory and triumph, okay? You will motherfucking have victory and triumph over all of your motherfucking haters, over every motherfucker trying to claim or cause you any harm, okay? Open your eyes to be inspired. What's Speak your truth, catch a liar. Ugh. I can't reach it. My hair, you guys, like, oh my gosh. My hair needs to be done. Hey, if y'all know anybody in the Jacksonville, Florida area that is a good loctician, drop your locticians down in the comments below because she need one. Oh my God, and look what's here at the bottom. Leave it to God. And on that note, I'm out. Thank you so much for tuning in. If you enjoyed this little rant and spiel about depression, healing, and just being on the come up of your obstacles, you know, overcoming them. If you enjoyed this, make sure you like, subscribe, hit the bell so you know when I put up another video, because I'm working on my consistency. I'm just a regular person. Don't fault me for the flaws that I accept. I accept them all. And yeah, comment down below what y'all think about this little story. How do you relate? Have this ever happened to you? Have you ever been in a situation where somebody tried to manipulate you? Are you familiar with what a narcissist is? Have you ever encountered a narcissist? Okay, those are the real questions. And I would like for y'all to comment down below and tell me about y'all's situation and how you overcame your bouts of depression or anxiety or just manipulative people in general. I'm love to connect with you and hear all about your stories too, because that's how we help each other. Okay, I never know when I might need some reassurance, some encouragement, and some assistance, and I count on y'all for that. So let me sign up out of here. Let me send y'all some love. Much love to you. If nobody told you today, you are most certainly loved and appreciated here. And don't be a stranger. Be like me. Come back, you know, every now and then. I don't mean to be a stranger. I'm just working on my consistency. Y'all forgive me. All right, I love y'all. And until next time, I'm out.